Hey, it's Nathan speaking. You're watching the NH Fitness Lifestyle channel, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for all my content on the subscribe button right underneath this video. My channel is all about helping you achieve a fitter, healthier in both body and mind. I'll be offering advice on how to improve your diet, your training and exercise, as well as tips on realising your future goals and to enhance your potential. Now today is my top 10 muscle foods, and I've got all the foods laid out, so I'm going to share these with you. But may I add, when you start some sort of fitness plan, whether that's losing weight or gaining muscle, what's important is that you have the right foods which you enjoy. That's number one, that you have to enjoy the foods. And I understand you need to make conscious changes, and sometimes when you are making a change, the foods aren't necessarily your first choice, but you've got to at least find them enjoyable. So these foods, what I'm going to share today, are my top 10 go-to foods. And in some cases, they kind of cross over. Some of these I'd actually use when I'm leaning up as well as gaining muscle. But each part of these foods have a big vital element with building muscle anyway. So I'm going to start from the top. So I'm going to start with protein shakes, because I feel we really need to cover this. Now obviously I've got this one, which is Biosynergy coconut, and I love that one, and that was what I'd have straight after training, because obviously there's good sugars in there, it's got high protein, so that's one of them, which is fantastic. And obviously the other one I'd use also, which has added nutrients in, is the other one, which is the Super 7. Them two. Now what I kind of want to cover really, whatever protein shake you get out there, if you suffer with bad digestion, an isolate whey might be a good one, or if you don't really want to have anything dairy based, then there's some great vegan ranges out there, which in some cases that can be good for people's digestion as well. But try not to rely too much on supplements as such. You always want to get it from real food first. But these, what I'd particularly use straight after a workout. So that'd be my number one thing. You can have a shake straight after your workout, especially if you're like myself, where you're busy, or like one of my clients, which, you know, you're very driven, you need to go straight back to work, or you're on the road or whatever. You want something quick and easy. So that's number one, higher protein and very good for straight after workout. So my number two is basing it on cereal, what you could have in the morning. Now the one what I have, and I'm a fan of and I love, is thick Scottish oats. I've actually got these right here, so I'm just gonna get them. So there they are there. So the reason why I like the thick oats is because certainly if you're gonna have overnight oats, they really do soak up the oat milk or whatever you have with it, and it makes it highly tasty. Good to add with some blueberries as well. Some people like oatmeal, but I find that a bit too fine. But that is really good for a good energy source, especially if you have it first thing in the morning. You're going to have a workout around lunch. You've already got that glycemic storage straight away, and there's other obviously properties in with oats as well. So that's another go-to for if you're building muscle. Number three is eggs. You know, that's really important, eggs. But more importantly, what I tend to do is if I have something to say like an omelette, I'd have one whole egg and I'd bulk up the protein level with egg whites. I've actually got them here actually. So there's obviously the egg and then egg whites. So I'm a big fan of egg whites, and you know, yolk itself has got a lot of properties in it, which is really good for you, good fats. But obviously you don't need to have too many of them, because obviously it's going to bulk up your fat levels. And that's where egg whites could really come into the equation. So I'd highly recommend, if you have something like an omelette, have one whole egg, and like I said, you can have as many egg whites. Sometimes if I'm really bulking up and I'm working out every day, I might have up to 8 egg whites with that one. But everyone's individual with that one. If I'm, say, losing weight, I'd have just 4, you know. So that depends on where you're at. But today we're talking about building muscle, so that'd be a really good one. Next one on the list, which we're on number 4 now, which might be unusual for you, but Quark cheese. So I don't know if you've seen Quark cheese. I've actually got cottage cheese here as well, and the reason is because most people would recommend the cottage cheese to have at night because it's a slow energy release. But the reason why I'm a fan of Quark cheese is because it's high in protein in comparison, and again, it's slower release of energy. And on top of that, you can actually add it with quite a lot of things. So one of the ones what I had, and you may want to, I may leave a link underneath here, but the 8 breakfast choice, you'll see I use Quark cheese for a yogurt, for example, or I'd have it in a smoothie to make it a bit creamier. So I highly recommend using Quark cheese. High in protein, low in fat. So it's a brilliant one, that one. Right, so now we're on to number 5, and that is avocado. Now, the reason why I put avocado in is, again, it's highly satisfying. There's lots of sort of evidence to show that it's so good for not only mental state, helps you with your mindset, with obviously your brain, but it's also very good for digestion as well. Plus, again, it's good fats. So remember, good fats, if you don't, you may want to write this down, is your vitamin A, D, E, and K. And when you look into it, that at night, not many people know this, but when you're sleeping, 70%, at least 70% of energy is burnt off via your fats. So if you've got some good fats in there, that's really going to help you, and also it's going to help build a muscle because it aids in helping you with your testosterone, and it helps release when you actually build a muscle. When you're lifting weights, it actually encourages you to lift that testosterone levels, which you need in order to help you build a bit more muscle. So that's why I put avocado in. So we're halfway through now. So we've got 5 more to go. And if you're still here, listen to the end, because I've got something for you if you've managed to stay halfway through so far. So fantastic. Next one is chicken. So the reason why I've done it like a packet form like this, because this could be a very good go-to if you're out and about, that you could have it as a packet. But of course, if you can cook it fresh, lean chicken breast, obviously that's fantastic. Most people know how good our lean chicken is. Good for high protein levels. It's a good go-to meal that you can have as a main item on your dish. So that's why I put in chicken breast. And next one on the list is mince. So I'll put turkey mince. And the reason why I put 7% is because, to be honest here, when you go too low in turkey mince, it's a little bit chewy. Whereas that one's highly satisfying. And again, that'd be good for more of a stodgy dish. If you feel like having something like a chili, that'd be really good for that. And remember, if you have chili, you can bulk it up with having more beans in there, like kidney beans. You can have butter beans in there. You can really mix it up. You can put spices in there. So that's why I really wanted to put turkey mince. Of course, for those vegetarians, vegans, you might want to go for the quail mince. They're really low in fat, and that's also high in protein. So that's another one. Next one, number 7. Well, no, we're on number 8 now, and that is the importance of fruit and veg. So I'm going to show you my go-to fruits, and that is, first off, let's start off with the fruit. So with the fruit, it will be a banana, and then for vegetable is broccoli. But quite frankly, when you go for vegetables, you can't go wrong with green veg anyway. So green beans is really tasty. I like green beans, but any veg really. But that would be my go-to one, would be a broccoli. And obviously same as banana, because obviously easy to travel with. It's got high potassium levels. It's highly satisfying. You can blend it with a shake if you obviously happen to be on the road and you need to have a snack. That could be a really good one. So again, I can't express enough to have enough vegetables and fruit. And obviously, if I had to choose, always try to have more vegetables in your diet than fruit, because obviously fruit is still high in sugar, whereas vegetables, it's a lot harder to lift your sugar levels up with vegetables. Yeah. Next one on the list is fish. Now, I haven't quite got it here, right here, because I've never got it out of the freezer. But my go-to would be a bassa fillet. Again, it's a white fish. You can freeze it. You can have it. It's quite easy to cook. You can cook it off from frozen in about 10 minutes. But the other one what I want to put as a fish is tuna. And again, preferably you want it in the spring water, because you don't want added oil in that. But again, the reason why this might be really good for you is because you want to make it convenient for you. And if you've got that, you could easily add that with a salad at lunchtime, and also obviously easy to store. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to put, whilst it's fish, I'd say they're my top 2 go-to. would be a bassa fillet and tuna. Now you might be asking, what about salmon? Yeah, I'd have salmon, but that wouldn't be something I'd have as a go-to because it is a lot higher in fat. Now if you have it once, great, it aids in a lot of good things. Good fat's one of them, omegas, which is also good for your mind, just like avocado is. But if I had to choose, my go-to would be a tuna and a bassa fillet. And finally, number 10. And the reason why I wanted to add this in again is because slow energy release. You can add it with foods which is high satisfying, and that is almonds. So that'd be my last choice out the top 10. And again, just like I was discussing earlier, the importance of good fats and the importance of that slow release of fat. And like I said, not to mention that it's going to increase your helping to build muscle if you have a sufficient amount of good fats in your diet. Of course, all the macronutrients is important. Obviously, I'm probably going to do another video on the macronutrients. But remember, if you're not sure what they are your proteins and your carbohydrates and your fats. And just a general rule of thumb, I'd highly recommend keeping your protein as a macro split of around 30% plus if you're building muscle. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you stayed all the way to the end, underneath this link is my private community group, which is the Fit Body for Life community. So you may want to join that. And if you do join that off the back of this video, leave a message and I'll offer you a free consultation where I'll just discuss where you're at with your goals and where you'd like to get to. So I'm giving you that completely free because you watched this all the way to the end. So be sure to click on that link, join the group and send me a message. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video of the top 10 muscle foods. Again, my go-to top foods. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you very soon. Thank you very much.